It's great to be here. And today, we're gonna develop a Flutter Chatbot. Let me just quickly share the screen. Yep, like this. Okay. So one more time, hey everyone, I'm Matěj. It's absolutely great to be here, and thanks Darla for having me. Basically, I'm Matěj. I'm a student, software developer, events organizer. I organize conferences. So check out my Twitter or my personal website. What is the plan for today? Today, we're gonna develop a Flutter chatbot. So if you would like to continue and code with me, go to one of these two links on my GitHub. You can see the complete code. Or if you wanna code with me, so go to this link, and here you can find the starting code. So, but first, I would like to ask you just one question. Feel free to send it in a chat. What is the advantage of chatbots? Why you should use them? In my opinion, it's because or there are like three fields that are important. It's like support, frequently asked questions, and issue. So imagine you have like issue and need to have a support. So you don't need to have a people. You can just integrate a chatbot into your application. Or you don't need to have a frequently asked questions. You can just have a chatbot. That's it. Now imagine you are organizing an amazing Flutter conference, something like Darda, and want to use a chatbot. The chatbot should automatically reply and answer some following questions, something like, when is it? What's the schedule of the conference? Or maybe what is the topic of the conference? What is the Flutter? And that's what we are going to build now. Just for your inspiration, the chatbot will look like this. Also, I was inspired by this guy, so you can follow him on Twitter as well. What will we use? We will use a Flutter. I guess everyone here is familiar with that. But if someone not, Flutter is a UI toolkit developed by Google for making beautiful applications natively compiled to Android, iOS, and website. And then we will use a Google Dialogflow. I will talk about it in a second. And the third thing is a library, Flutter Dialogflow, which basically connects these two services together. So what is a Dialogflow? Dialogflow is a conversational AI application developed by Google for voice recognition. It allows you to use services like text-to-speech, speech-to-text, and understand the text. The big advantage is that you can use it with other assistants, something like, or with Google Assistant. So basically, you can have a chatbot in your application and voice assistant, Google Assistant, doing the same thing. And then we will use a library Flutter Dialogflow to connect it with the Flutter application. There are a few things that are nice to clarify before we dive into coding or before that. The first thing is intent. Intent is the user intention for one conversational turn. It is like a function that does one specific thing. Each intent has a training phrases, and the training phrases are used to invoke the intent. It's like when a user says this, or if user says Flutter, it will invoke the intent called Flutter. And there should be also a response as well, because there should be a response. It can be text or speech, for example, your MP3 file, or image, or almost whatever you want. And the third thing is parameters. There are like extracted values from the user expression. It's like if user says, I'm going to London, so Dialogflow automatically recognizes that the London is a city, and you can save it in a variable and then use it later. So that's basically it, what you need to know now. And then, let's dive into coding. Here I have VS Code and Flutter iOS emulator. I have here two files. The first one is a main, which is basically just a stateless widget. There is nothing super interesting about it. And another file is a chatbot.dart. It's like a simple stateful widget with a basic function that simply clears either the text controller and print the text value. There's a scaffold here with some add bar and some list view builder, which is reverse, because I wanna load the messages from bottom to top. And then there's a text field right there. We've disabled some things like autocorrect and enable suggestions because we don't want to use it. And also with the text controller. And there is some button for invoking the function. Also, I have here another stateless widget called message that takes 3 arguments. The first one is a text, which is basically the text of the message. The another one is name, which is the name of the user. And the third is a Boolean, which is my message, which I will use to divide the message on the screen. Also, I have here 2 widgets. The first widget is a board message that basically has a circle avatar with some color and the first letter of the name, and also the text of the message right there. And the same thing is my message, just in different order. And right here in a build, I just simply compare the message. If the message is mine, I display it as a my message, otherwise I will display it as a board message. That's it, no big deal. So I can show you, or first I will start on its terminal here and we can debug console. If I write something, oops, here, something here, it simply prints here. So the first thing, it would be great if we can, display it on the emulator. So we should add it to the list of messages. That's it. Let me just quickly close this windows. Yes. So in this function, I have a messages, and I'll type of messages. Also, it should be like this, messages. I should type there the name, which is currently my message it will be. So the name can be like Matěj. Oops, Matěj. Then another thing is the text of the message. I just simply pass here the string, the text, from the text field input. And the final thing is the Boolean is my message. And I will set it true because it is my message. Oops, there is something. Yeah, like this. Yeah. And now simply set state because we want to display it right now on a screen with messages.insert because I want to insert it in the first position right there. So the index is going to be 0 and the element is simply message or messages, whatever. So if I write something here, for example, hi, you see there's my name, the text of the message, and some circle avatar with M because my name is Matěj and is the first letter. Okay, now let's have another function here for getting the getting the the response from the Dialogflow. So it's going to be like another void called get message, maybe get message. And here we should import the library. So you go to the pubspecs with the YAML file and enable here Flutter Dialogflow, and then basically import it right here. Oops. Import Dialogflow like this. And now what we need to do is to first authenticate it, authorize with Google. So I will type of Google is equal to of Google, which JSON file, and then call Google to build. Also, this might take some time, so it would be great to make it as a async function and await for await for this. Now we need to somewhere get the JSON file. So for this, you need to go to Dialogflow, which is the service we talk about in a second and a few minutes later. Basically, how to get there, you can just type Google Dialogflow in a browser, and the first link is this. I have here already a few projects, so if you want to create the new project, just simply hit the new agent, fill the name, language, time zone, and create a new Google project. It's not necessary to do it now because there's simply this. Each new project has already two intents. The intents, they are like the functions. The first intent is the default welcome intent. And the default welcome intent is used to, it's like the first intent. It's like if user says, hey, it responds with randomly one of these four responses. So it's like greetings or this. So this is like the first message. And another, the default fallback intent is the default intent. If you have something, if you have like undefined intent and user type here something we didn't define already, so it will call the fallback intent. Also, as you probably seen, there is some texture on this or on the right side. So if I try something like hi, it's triggered the default welcome intent, and the response is greetings. And if I try something like window, because it's not defined yet, so it's triggered the default fallback intent. So let's create a new intent. The first intent can be like Flutter intent, and set up a training phrases. The training phrases are used to invoke the intent. So users can say like Flutter or what is Flutter. I guess this is enough for us for this demo. I suggest you using more training phrases because it will help the AI, understand the text. Actions are parameters, we don't need to care about it now. And then set up a response, which can be something like Flutter is awesome. Another thing can be like Flutter is UI toolkit for developing, etc., etc., etc. And the third response can be like Flutter is here. Hit save. We can try it right here. Flutter, and you see it selected Flutter is UI toolkit for development. So now back to the connection with the Flutter application. How to do it? You need to go to Google Cloud Platform, which is basically Google Cloud Platform console. Just if you wanna, you can use this link. If you have more projects, you should select here the correct one. And we need to generate API service key. So go to APIs and services, here to credentials, and create a new credential and create a service account. Also, I hope you will use your own service keys, not mine. And we can have some name, something like amazing Flutter Chatbot. Chatbot. Yeah. Let's create. Also, you should set up some rules and permissions. I don't want to care about it, so I create an editor, hit continue, and done. Also, amazing Flutter Chatbot. Go to the service account, and now we need to generate a new key. Here, it's important to select JSON because in the application we need to import a JSON. So just hit create, and it's automatically downloading here. Okay, so now let me just quickly open it. Yeah. Now we need to create a new folder. We can name it something like assets, or whatever. This is really up to you. And right there, we need to upload the JSON key we just downloaded. Look, there it is. Also, there's the key. And don't forget to enable it in the pub/spec to the YAML file. So, an asset. Let me just copy the name because it's a crazy name. All right, and like this, reformat it. I can run it maybe again. Close this Windows because I don't need it anymore. Yeah, and now let's work on the authentication. So now we have the JSON file input. So just quickly navigate to the folder as asset and the name like this. The build we have there. Nice. So the next thing is to set up a Dialogflow. So type Dialogflow, and it's equal to Dialogflow with of Google, and we will navigate to this of Google, and then set up a language, which is basically language dot, and you can now you need to select the same language you selected in a Dialogflow. So it's English for us. And now simply set up a response, which is type AI response. Okay, AI response. Response is equal to Dialogflow.detect intent. Also, this might take some time as well, so we need to await for this. And the detect intent is based on a text, so here we need to add as argument like this. And now we just configure the message, because if we got a response, we want to display it right here on a screen. So basically what we are going to do is to use, it will be really similar to this one. So just type message is equal to message with some name. We can set up the name for the chatbot, so it can be like Flutter Chatbot. I don't have a better name now. Then the boolean is my message, so it's false, because it is not my message. And the text, which is basically gonna be the response here. But we need to set up a response dot get message and add a widget card Dialogflow, which takes response dot get list messages. Oops. It should be just get message. And here get list messages, and we will have the first element and just call simply dot here dot title. Okay, reformat it. That's it. I can close this for better view. Okay. And that's it. And now simply set state to display it automatically on a screen. So you can simply call messages, insert, again on a first position here because we want to have it here, not there. On a first position, and the element is again message. Boom, and there it is. Yeah, I can quickly restart the application, and let's give it a try. I say hi, and nothing happens. Why? Because we haven't already called this function. And when we need to call this function, we can get rid of this. Right after the set state. So we just call get message and pass here the text argument we just sent, text message we just sent. Okay, so I will restart it again, and let's give another try. So I will type hi, and there it is. There's automatically a message, Flutter Chatbot, how are you doing? If we go here, you can see the welcome message, the welcome responses. The responses in welcome intent are this one. So let's try something another. For example, Flutter, because we defined intent Flutter, and it responded Flutter is UI toolkit for developing, etc., etc., etc. So and now we can try something like something we haven't defined yet, something like window. You see, it's just get. I didn't get that. Can you say it again? Yeah, there it is. So we can have another intent. Let me just, yeah, we can create another intent, which can be like time intent. The training phrases are when is it, or time, or date. This is up to you. And the response can be like, it's today, or let's have just one. Hit save, and no, hit save. Intent. Yep, it should be great. It should be good now. So you go back to the application and just type time, and it's responded, it's today. So basically, this is it. So we can just maybe go quickly, how does it work? I have here some stateful widget with some list view builder for displaying these messages, and with some text form field input to send the messages. There I have two functions. The first function is send message, which basically clears the controller and then add a message, add a new message to the list of messages with my name, with the text of message, and the boolean if is the message mine. And then basically calls another function called the get messages, and this function simply authenticates the JSON file with the Google, and then we set up Dialogflow, the language, authentication, some responses, and also added the chatbot response to the list. So that's basically it. Let me just quickly go to the presentation. So what did we learn today? We learned what is the Dialogflow and how to use it. Then we learned how to connect the Dialogflow with the Flutter application, and that's it. Also, if you have some error or want to look at a code, go to my GitHub, and here you can find this repository with the code. So that's all from me for today. Thanks everyone for joining us. Dardab for having me. It's been super great. You can follow me on Twitter, check my GitHub repository, or my website. Thanks for your attention.
Hey, thank you very much for coming, and I expect to see a rise of chatbots written in Flutter after your presentation.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. So as far as I know, the majority of chatbots are written in Python since it has a huge, community, lots of documentation, and a great amount of packages. Why would somebody prefer to use Flutter? Or is it convenient to use it comparing to Python?
It's like, because if you have an application in Flutter already, something like if you have an eShop or some app for ordering, I don't know, tickets, so you need to use anything else. You can just use Flutter because you have all the application is code with Flutter, and it runs on Android, iOS, and maybe in website. So that's it. And maybe why Dialogflow? Because it's Google service, so it's nicely connected with the Flutter, and also you can integrate it with another assistant and voice assistant, for example, like the Google Assistant.
Okay, nice. And have you tried to develop a chatbot in Python?
I tried, but it was a long time ago, and I don't remember how it went. Yeah, but I tried.
I'm curious in terms of convenience. Which language did you prefer for creating?
I prefer Dart because I love the Flutter and Dart technology, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Okay, and I saw that you made your chatbot work with pasting only one word, for example, Flutter or time. We did attempt to search for that word in a sentence. Like, for example, if you type "what time is it" and you don't have that particular phrase in your...
Here in my demo application, I just add a few phrases, but in a real project, you should add many training phrases to train the AI. And the AI, based on the training phrases, will automatically recognize what type of intent is it.
Okay.
So it's definitely better to add also some sentences like what is Flutter, not just a Flutter as a training phrase.
Okay. And do you think it would be much harder to develop a voice recognition bot?
Like develop on your own the voice recognition or using the Dialogflow? Because
using the Dialogflow, just connect so you can not type in the queries, but to say them to your microphone.
That's, yeah, I think it wouldn't, because it's work on a same basics. That's interesting questions, and I would like to try it. Yeah, I would like to try it. I have not tried, so I will. Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for your presentation. Once again, it was quite a pleasure to have you here. And by the way, I saw that you have a Flutter shirt.
Yeah, I have a Flutter shirt, and
And
right
it's
me
pretty
there's
awesome.
a dashboard if someone saw that.
Nice. Okay, bye.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.